Zion Williamson is one of the most explosive and talented players in the NBA today. The fan favorite has been grabbing headlines and breaking records since his high school days, showcasing his unique build, insane bounce, and destructive dunking ability. In just 4 years in the NBA, he's broken multiple records, been selected as an All-Star twice, and proven himself to be one of the most efficient scorers the league has ever seen, all while missing over half the total games he was eligible to play in. Zion's road to dominance has seen many roadblocks, from recurring injuries, off-court dramas, and global pandemics. Zion has yet to play a full season of uninterrupted basketball in the NBA. No longer the untested rookie, his career is at a dangerous crossroads. Did we expect too much from the kid? Or is the 6'7" power forward about to prove to everyone why he is considered by many to be the most dominant player on the planet? Join us as we take a look at what happened to Zion Williamson. Long before his name was called out on draft night, Zion Williamson was just a kid from North Carolina who dreamt of becoming a college basketball star. Waking up at 5 a.m. every day to train, Zion was dedicated to making his dream happen. He started playing for a local AAU team, where the young hooper would face off against opponents much older than him. As a middle school point guard, Zion lost 3 games in 2 years and led his team to a conference title while averaging 20 points a game. As a freshman, Zion grew to a towering 6'3" and started developing his dunk package, a skill that would become a trademark part of his game. He continued to excel both with his school and with the South Carolina Hornets, an AAU team that featured future All-Star Ja Morant. By his junior year, Zion was already 6'6" and led his school to their first regional title in the program's history. Averaging 28.3 points, 10.4 rebounds, 3.9 blocks, and 2.7 steals, Zion was named the Skeeza Regional Player of the Year. As he transitioned into his sophomore season, the regional secret that was Zion Williamson exploded into the national spotlight. A seemingly unlimited stream of highlight reels and dunk compilations began to go viral, and Zion became an overnight star. He would regularly drop 50-plus points a game while leading in rebounds, steals, and assists. The young basketball star's popularity had reached new heights. Drake even wore Zion's Spartanburg jersey in a viral Instagram post, and his newfound fame earned the 16-year-old a spot on the cover of Slam magazine. He won Skeeza Player of the Year again and took part in one of the most highly publicized AAU games in the organization's history, a matchup against future All-Star LaMelo Ball's Big Baller Brand. With just 1 more year of high school left, the teenage sensation wasted no time balling out. He averaged 36.4 points, 11.4 rebounds, and 3.5 assists a game as a senior, and led his team to their 3rd consecutive Skeeza Regional Championship. Media attention was at an all-time high, and Zion's high school team took part in a nationally televised game against West Coast powerhouse Chino Hills, which was led by his AAU rival, LaMelo Ball. Despite taking home the loss, Zion had made his mark on the game, and college teams all over the country were scrambling to get him to commit to their program. Ex-North Carolina men's basketball legend Roy Williams called Zion one of the best high school players he'd seen since Michael Jordan, while the Charlotte Observer claimed he could be the best high school dunker in history. The consensus 5-star recruit received 16 NCAA Division I offers and decided to commit to Duke, citing the chance to play under legendary head coach Mike Krzyzewski as one of the main deciding factors. There was doubt as to whether or not Zion would be able to adapt to the more competitive and physically demanding environment of college sports. These doubts were quickly dealt with as Zion scored 28 points in his regular season debut, sinking 11 of 13 shots and breaking the Duke freshman scoring record. He followed that up with another outstanding performance, dropping 27 points, 16 rebounds, and 6 blocks in a win over Army that made him only the 2nd player in school history to record at least 25 points, 15 rebounds, and 5 blocks in a game. Teams had no answer for Zion. He was big, explosive, and surprisingly skillful for a guy his size. Thankfully, though, for college programs all across the ACC, Zion suffered a knee sprain in February that would put him out for the majority of the season. Just 26 seconds into a game against North Carolina, the power forward's foot ripped through his Nike shoe, causing him to slip and injure himself. The moment went viral and showcased to the world just how powerful Zion Williamson really was. The youngster was left out of the Duke squad for the final 6 games of the regular season, but that didn't stop him from winning Player of the Year, Rookie of the Year, and ACC Athlete of the Year awards as a freshman. The teenage sensation had proved himself to be a breakout star who could make an impact anywhere he went. Through 33 appearances as a freshman, he averaged 22.6 points, 8.9 rebounds, 2.1 steals, and 1.8 blocks per game. He led the ACC in field goal shooting percentage and joined previous college stars Kevin Durant and Anthony Davis as the only freshman to record 500 points, 50 steals, and 50 blocks in a single season. This seemingly unstoppable rise to the top told the Duke phenom one thing: he was ready for the NBA. After just a season playing for the Blue Devils, Zion declared for the 2019 NBA Draft. Selected as the #1 overall pick by New Orleans, fans couldn't wait to see how Zion would fare against some of the best basketball players in the world. Unfortunately, though, they would have to wait, as Zion tore his meniscus during a preseason training camp game and missed the start of the 2019-2020 season. When he did finally lace up, his impact was like it had been in high school and college: immediate, dominant, and just downright scary. In his debut game against the Spurs, Zion dropped 22 points and 7 rebounds in just 18 minutes of play, draining 17 consecutive shots in the fourth quarter. Zion quickly established himself as a generational talent. He recorded the longest 20-plus point game streak by any rookie that season and became the first teenager in NBA history to score at least 20 points in 10 consecutive games. By March, he'd record a career-high 35 points against the future champions, the LA Lakers. He averaged 22.5 points on 58.3% shooting that season and led the rookie rankings in points per game and offensive rebounds per game. Zion joined Michael Jordan as the only other rookie to record 16 20-point games within his first 20 games. With numbers like that, it's no surprise that Zion was voted the NBA All-Rookie First Team that season. The league had now seen just how dominant Zion could be, even against the best of the best. In his second season in the league, he aimed to build on that dominance and bring trophies back to the Big Easy. High-scoring games, leading the team in rebounds and blocks, tormenting attackers with huge defensive stops. Zion was doing it all. He scored a career-high 36 points, sinking 14 of his 15 shots during a loss to the Mavs, making him the youngest player in NBA history with 30 points on 90% shooting. The power forward also joined elite company that season by having 25 consecutive games where he scored at least 20 points on 50% shooting, surpassing Wilt Chamberlain, Karl Malone, and tying dominant big man Shaq. As a result of his unguardable play style, he was selected as an All-Star in just his second year in the league. Teams everywhere scrambled to find new ways to stop this basketball juggernaut from scoring. So far, nothing worked. But despite his impressive individual performances, New Orleans was still a struggling team. They had now missed the playoffs 3 years in a row, and that June, head coach Stan Van Gundy was fired after just 1 season with the NOLA. And things were getting worse. Rumors had been circulating that Zion had injured himself during a preseason training camp, suffering a Jones fracture that would require surgery to fix. The rumors were soon confirmed, but the Pelicans organization assured fans that Zion would be healthy enough to play the start of the 2021-22 season. When the season opener came and Zion's name was left off the team sheet, fans panicked. The timeline for his return kept getting extended, and after repeated issues with his rehabilitation, he was ruled out for the entire 2021-22 NBA season. It wouldn't be until October the following season that Zion would lace up for New Orleans again, but when he did, he came back with a bang, dropping 25 points, 9 rebounds, 3 assists, and 4 steals in a win against the Nets. After missing an entire season of NBA basketball, Zion Williamson was back. He continued dropping 20-plus points on everyone, being named NBA Western Conference Player of the Week in December. He recorded a career-high 43 points in a win against Minnesota, and the Pelicans were starting to make preparations for a deep playoff run. But in January, Zion again was sidelined, this time for a hamstring strain he'd picked up against the 76ers. Fans held their breath. NOLA reassured us that Zion would be back before the end of the month, but that day came and still no Zion. He was named to his second All-Star team, but forced to miss out due to his injury. 1 month turned into 2, and quickly became the remainder of the regular season, as New Orleans' 23-14 record quickly turned into 42-40. Despite this, New Orleans still had a shot at the playoffs. Scheduled to face off against OKC in the play-in tournament, Zion was cleared to play, and fans expected to see the dominant power forward laced up and ready on game day. But he didn't play. Zion was left out of the squad and New Orleans lost. Their season was over. Zion's absence had shown the league just how fragile the Pelicans really were. Sure, they had talent. Brandon Ingram and CJ McCollum were both more than capable of dropping 20-plus on a night, but neither of them come close to Zion's overall efficiency, output, and defensive impact. This puts Zion in a weird position. You can't necessarily call him a bust. He's made 2 All-Star appearances, and when he plays, he's easily one of, if not the most dominant player on the court. But that's the issue. When he plays. In his first 4 years in the league, Zion has missed 194 games. That's over half of the total games he could have played in. In fact, in his 4th season, Zion only played 29 out of a possible 82 games New Orleans competed in. And Zion knows this. The youngster has been outspoken about his struggle since joining the league. Repeated injuries have taken their toll on the power forward, but not where you'd expect. In an interview with ESPN, Zion talked about the mental side of rehab and the difficulties he faced bouncing back from injury. It's a little bit of a mental battle because, when I re-aggravated the injury back in February, it was tough. So when I go to make certain moves, there's hesitation. Physically, I'm fine. Now it's just a matter of when I feel like Zion. Fans hoped that after missing most of the 2023 season, Zion would be able to focus on recovery and get back to playing as soon as possible. In June, he announced that he and his girlfriend were expecting a baby girl together, receiving support and congratulations from fans and players alike. Was this the anchoring Zion needed to get himself mentally back in the game? We may never know, because shortly after the announcement was made, he found himself in some hot water surrounding his relationship with adult entertainer Mariah Mills. Through a series of tweets, she alleged that the two had recently had an affair despite his apparent commitment to starting a new family. Things looked even worse for Zion when leaked DMs confirmed the two had interacted, and Mills even posted a screenshot of her allowance she would receive from Zion. Zion has yet to officially make a statement on the matter, but things aren't looking good for the 22-year-old. Since her public outburst, Mills has threatened to release an intimate video of the pair online, and has even gone as far as to get a tattoo of Zion's name on her cheek. Why? Well, we're not really sure. From the leaked messages, it looks like she's upset at Zion for trying to lie about his new family. But this isn't the first time somebody has tried to use a young star for clout. One thing is certain though, while Zion struggles to get his mind in the right place to compete, a scandal like this is surely the last thing he really needs. Only time will tell if the Zion we've seen dominating every level of basketball competition still exists.